In 2000, Hollyoaks trod new ground by being the first soap to feature male rape. In the media storm that followed, much of the response was negative.
He didn't hold back on it, you know? It's quite terrifying, really.
I mean, you pretty much saw it happen.
I turned down the male rape storyline. They offered it to me first, before Gary Lucy. And this is awful for me to admit, I didn't think we'd be able to cover it properly.
We spoke to rape counsellors, we spoke to the police, we spoke to people who were raped. There wasn't anything, there was no stone left unturned. It was literally breaking the boundaries. And if you're going to do a story like that, then you have to be very clear as to how you're going to tell it.
And they do their thing about, oh, we've worked with rape charities and aren't we full of social conscience? No, they're just sort of cashing in on something that's really quite unpalatable. But when they do it, I think they do it well. It is a part of life. I don't object to them doing it. I object to how often they do it.
In 2003, an amendment was made to the Sexual Offences Act to include the victims of male rape.
The storyline was Hollyoaks coming of age, and I think it changed a lot of people's perceptions of the show. So I think it was a landmark moment.
That was the first time that we were ever able to talk about, in this country, rape or male rape being committed on a soap opera.
In 2014, Hollyoaks embarked on a second male rape storyline.
What are you trying to do to me, eh? If you make that call, my life's over.
After Survivors Manchester asked for the show's help in publicising the issue.
You're beyond help. You need locking up, kid.
The result was the harrowing story of teacher John Paul McQueen being attacked by one of his students, Finn O'Connor.
Killer?
What the audience see is actually not that much.
Well, let's see how big you are when you're in the dock. You snivelling, pathetic little coward!
Everything is implied, but with the camera angles and making him look powerful and strong and dominant and John Paul on the floor, and with that music as well. I mean, it's powerful stuff.
You going somewhere? I don't think so.
Unlike the previous storyline, these scenes aired before 7 p.m.
Should that have been during family viewing time? Almost certainly not.
We worked very, very closely with Survivors in Manchester and Duncan Craig, who advised us on not just the script, but also on our performances.
For me, it was like looking in a mirror. Seeing James do that it was all too real. It was just like he'd climbed inside of my head and he was kind of looking through my eyes and he just got it.
It was much more sympathetically covered than when Luke was raped. We didn't actually see the deed, and it was covered from the view of the victim.
I know Kelly's talked you through the sort of questions I need to ask you.
This is a thing that happens, and I suppose soap operas should cover things that happen.
You're in control here, at all times.
I think that's probably one of the bravest pieces of television that we've had in recent years.
Can't do this.
As intended, it had a profound impact on Hollyoaks' audience.
Go home. Sorry. I don't think I've ever had more messages on social media than I did the night that this episode went out.
John Paul, are you okay?
I can't do it. There were people coming forward and there were people talking about sexual abuse and sexual violence. I just want to go home and pretend that it never happened.
John Paul, wait.
It created a dialogue.
How are you getting home?
And that can't be underestimated how important that is.
Would the foreman please stand?
Eventually, Finn was put on trial for the rape.
Madam Foreman, have you reached verdicts on which you were all agreed?
We have. Difficulty for my character was that she was defending her rapist son.
On the first count of the rape of Mr. John Paul McQueen, do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty?
She was in complete denial. You know, who was gonna... Why, how could you believe that your son was capable of doing that? Guilty. Quiet, please. Quiet.